while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Hey guys and girls, welcome back to YYC Designz, RC Creations. I'm Twist for those of you who don't know me or who are new to the channel. And for those of you who are new to the channel, just to let you know, I've been building RCs like this, as you're going to see, or as you may have already seen in my playlist, for about 30 to 35 years now. I've just recently got back into it in the last couple of years, and just recently started, well, not recently, but a year ago and some started this channel. So that's kind of a little bit of a background on me for y'all. Today we're going to be working on Moose. Now Moose is a 5-axle on-road rotating wrecker, much the same as well, honestly, I'm building the back of it as close as I can to a wrecker that I've seen on YouTube here. And its driver, not its owner, but its driver, is a gentleman by the name of Malachi McKay. He's a nice young fella, and he works his ass off, but he also really takes care of his wrecker. It's an 1140 Peterbilt rotator, and yeah, check out his channel if you're into watching wrecker recovery stuff, yeah? In case you're wondering why I'm bouncing around, is Maddie is down at my feet playing right now. Maddie, for those of you who may not know, is my, as of this past Thursday, April 4th, she is 5 months old. She is a rough collie Great Pyrenees mountain dog cross. She is very playful, very excitable, but she's a dream to have around, and you will see her on video from time to time. So she doesn't sit still long enough to get on video very bloody often. But anyway, so today we are going to be working, as I said, on Moose, our 5-axle on-road rotating wrecker. Now I'm going to be doing the outrigger legs on the wrecker, at least part of them. I haven't got the actuators I need to make the leg extend down to the ground, but I am going to be building the assembly of those legs. So, or at least this is my version of the assembly of those legs. So I'm a little behind in posting my videos. I do apologize to y'all. I ended up buggering up my right shoulder doing some housework. I tore up a few muscles, and it's been rather painful. So I haven't been able to do a whole lot, and I can still only get my right arm up shoulder high, which, yes, does keep me from, or does not keep me from smoking. It probably should, but it doesn't. It slows me down, though, yeah? Anyhow, that is my rather pathetic excuse for not having posted a video for y'all last week, and I do apologize. I do try to post 1, if not 2 videos a week for y'all, and instead of listening to me yap and go on, let's get on with Moose. There's my girl. There's my Maddie. Yeah, that's a good girl. Who's such a good puppy? Aren't ya? Hey, that's a good girl. Yeah, oh, kisses. Those are nice. Yes, kisses are always nice. Oh, shake a paw too? I get shake a paw too? Oh, boy. I'm lucky dad. Hey, shake a paw and kisses. Oh, boy. Yes. Oh, you're going to come up and say hi. Okay. Yeah, you're playful now, aren't you? Hey, you like being outside in the spring? Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Okay, we gotta film Moose now. Yeah, we gotta film the truck now, okay? So obviously out in the big shop here with Moose, and as you can see, she's a rather large girl, yeah? She is a 14 scale, just like basically the Hercules or the Tamiya models. And the only difference is this one is built completely out of steel and comes out of my head, more or less. I am not, however, like Mr. McKay's truck, making this a Peterbilt. This is actually going to be a Diamond T cab, which obviously never happened, but it happened in my imagination, so that's what you're going to get on this rig. My mind could be a really weird place sometimes. Anyway, I wanted to show you some grill material I got here for her, which will go quite nicely. Yeah, I think in the grill it should look rather cool. And so we're going to try and get that installed today, as well as the actuator, or building the actuators. But we're going to move you around here a little bit. So here we are. As you can see by the measuring tape, well, you can't see the measuring tape, unfortunately, but I will try and zoom in on this one. Moose is 33 inches long overall. She is, with her boom down, a grand total of 7.5 inches tall. And that's at the cab. Now the box is a little bit shorter. She's only 6 inches tall at the box, and she of course is going to have the 5 axles. So as you can see here, I have the actuator, or the Outriggers, sort of set up with some other bits and pieces going on here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with welding these tabs on the side of her frame, so, all right, and that way then the actuator, or the outrigger, has a place to sit and pivot. Now they're all loose. I haven't built them yet or welded them yet. I'm going to be mounting them on 3/8 threaded rod, and the outrigger leg that will actually come out of the bottom and go to the ground will work so, once it's all welded. And this is the piece that needs the actuator put into it. Now I've got to find a way to make the actuator work from here, so I'll probably have to drill through once it's all welded together and put an actuator on here somehow. I haven't figured out quite how I'm going to do that yet, but these are the outriggers I wish to install. Either way, I will make this work. Like I said, I don't know how yet, but I will make it work. So this leg will actually come out and go down to the ground, coming off the side of the truck, right? So it'll come down so, and it'll stabilize the front of the truck. At the back end of the truck, we will have outriggers coming out and just going down, so they will basically be an L shape. Those I'm not going to get to today. We're just going to concentrate on the front 2 outriggers. So let me do some welding, get these pieces together, and give you a much better idea what's going to happen, yeah? Okay, so just a quick little blast. I don't want to touch it yet because it's still hot, yeah. So this is just some scrap, 1/8 thick steel scrap that I found. I made it 3/4 of an inch wide, and of course just tacked it on between where now the cab will end right in here at this mark, like so, and then the outriggers of course will take up this space in here. All of this space in here will be taken up by outriggers, and like that there. Now the other thing I did that is not here now. Now this basically is just a frame to mount the side toolboxes onto, so I am going to hide all of that nastiness with a nice piece of checker plate, which will get riveted down in the future once it gets on. And of course then the toolbox will go in between, so it's not sitting level just because of the work I'm doing right now. But basically you'll have the toolbox. This needs to be filled in, of course, and I've got to cut all the drawers and cabinets into it. Now these are just simple struts to hold those toolboxes up, so they just got lightly tacked on with the MIG. And like I say, just basically a frame so that I can tack weld everything on. And what it's going to do is, my axles of course are going to be underneath, but that gives me all of this space now that I can hide all of my wiring and actuators for the rear boom, which this piece of checker plate will get a slot cut down in it a certain distance. I haven't decided how far, because of course the boom will be sliding forward and back, a lot like Ron Pratt's wrecker on his channel, Mr. Ron Pratt. He also has a YouTube channel that I've followed for quite some time. his boom slides forward and back, as well as rotating the 360 degrees. Malachi's just rotates. I want to make mine slide forward and back like the Pratt wrecker. As you can see, I kind of have Moose mocked up for you to sort of look like a wrecker through and through. And we've got a mock boom there and some fake cabinets drawn on the side of my box. But most importantly, we have the downriggers here. So this is basically how it's going to work anyway. Is the leg will come up. I can't let this go because it'll just fall to the floor. I haven't got quite enough bench, as you can see. And yeah, so then of course the uprigger will pull in and rotate in to hide like so, and the truck will be ready for the road again. So it should work out pretty damn decent. All in all, you can see the other one on the other side over there. And basically we will have winky lights here. We'll have, well actually the, I don't know what they call the cluster anyway, like the tow trucks have, right? Is you have your cluster lights here, and then we'll have a single rotating beacon here and another one at the back on both sides. So 4 rotating beacons, one on each corner of the toolbox, and we will have the main cluster one here, and it should produce a lot of light anyway. You should know that it is a recovery vehicle. But that is the Outriggers. I made them out of 1/2-inch square stock, and of course I did the oxyacetylene welding on it because these welds will not be ground off. I'm just going to clean them up ever so slightly, and I have a little bit more welding to do inside here on both sides that I didn't do yet. But basically, once they're cleaned up, these welds are not going to be ground off. They are going to show, I think, unless I decide to fill this panel in, which I very well may, because I may have to find the actuator is going to sit in here. If I can make the actuator sit in here, then of course, yes, I will cover them and put screw-on panels on the Outriggers. But that remains to be seen. So I oxyacetylene welded it because I want it to have some relatively decent looking welds on there. These aren't my best on this side. I will fix those up a little bit. I've done a much nicer weld on the other side. So you have good days and you have bad days. If this outside actually, oh yeah, there goes the whole mock-up. So these welds actually look a lot better. So I can always just turn around and since both sides on this one look pretty nice, what I'll do is I'll just cheat and we'll swap them around, yeah. The mock-up boom fell down, but that doesn't matter. You got the idea. And so there's the front Outriggers, or front Outrigger setup, is how I'm going to go about that. There's Moose's Outriggers on the front, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know what I'm going to film next. Probably, well, Dodgezilla and or Root Beer will be coming up next, along with Voodoo and or the boats. I've got a lot coming up that's got to come up, and a lot that's got to get done this month. I got a lot of work to do on the boats. So we're going to have some boat work. We're going to have Miss Voodoo coming up. We will have Root Beer, and of course Dodgezilla. So a lot of good stuff coming up here in April. and keep your eyes open for the videos. Like I say, I'm going to try starting to get to putting out 2 videos a week for y'all. Hopefully I can manage that. My schedule hadn't allowed it before, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I can get 2 out a week regularly for you, and if I can, I certainly will, because I want to start producing more videos and I want to get these projects going. I've got a lot of parts coming in. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've got parts coming in on order for Voodoo, for Little Red, for Root Beer, and yeah, so we should be able to start getting some projects done here finally, and start at least getting something running for you. And then we can start saving up more money for Moose and London. Those are the expensive parts, but they are on the way. Anyway, this has been Twist. You're watching YYC Designs, RC Creations.